gonna set your place on fire.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Narrative Podcast. I'm your host, Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is the home of Black positivity, reciprocity, progression, and empowerment. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a great day. And welcome all my narrators and anyone new to the podcast. This is a live edition of the Narrative Podcast. So before I dive right into it, I'll just break it down what it is I do for anybody that's just now tuning into the podcast. It's called the Narrative Podcast, and it's called the Narrative Podcast for a reason. Basically, I change the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative Black stereotypes. And how do I provide the positive or destroy the negative Black stereotypes? I believe I just said that by providing positive frames of reference about Black people and Black culture. And the reason I feel I needed to do that because the media projects a false narrative about Black people and Black culture. They hyper-criminalize our men, over-sexualize our women, depict our children as juvenile delinquents, and basically just paint us out in a very horrible likeness, and they just keep perpetuating negative Black stereotypes. They reward and incentivize buffoonery. So I just wanted to create a platform where I'm highlighting and showcasing our talents and our strengths and what we offer to society, and basically showing we contribute to the planet and we're not just to drain on the resources. So that's the Narrative Podcast in a nutshell. So today is a live edition, and what I usually tend to do on live editions is just share positive news that came across my feed in stride with my overall concept of my platform, which is basically to provide positive frames of reference for Black people and Black culture. And so this is an audio platform, so pretty much all the frames of reference I provide is like just articles in audio format. I will eventually be transitioning over into video format, probably starting a YouTube page or start doing some TikToks pretty soon. Something where I'm behind, where you see my face in the camera. Like I'm just not a in your face type person, but these are uncharted waters. So to get a result that you never had before, you got to do something you never done before. So I probably had to start uploading videos and do video content. I've been doing this podcast. Next month it'll be 1 whole year of the Narrative Podcast. Clap it up for me. So thank you to everybody supporting me, whether it's openly or just kind of subliminally. I've been getting a whole lot of subliminal support, you know. I think I created a wave about doing the spotlight. I added a spotlight segment to my podcast, and now everybody is talking about spotlight. Everybody's talking about narrative. Like I hear ever since I started my podcast, I've never heard the word narrative so much. So I just like to thank all my phantom supporters. Any support is better than no support. So I know you're checking me. I know you're listening. Thank you. A lot has happened since my last broadcast over the weekend. I do my full broadcast on Saturdays. And then random lives. Randomly, I don't never know which day I'm going to go live. But when I do, I'm usually just sharing articles and doing commentary on things that happen in the Black community. So we had a lot happen, and I'll be unpacking some stuff. I'm going to try to get to all of it today. I don't want to keep you too long because my goal is to never exceed 1 hour, because after you're talking with no speaking points, it's not a podcast, it is a rant, and I do not want to rant. I want my message to resonate with the listeners and be impactful. So for all intensive purposes, I'm going to try to keep it brief as I can. Some disclaimers before I jump into my commentary. When I get to my commentary section of the podcast today, if I raise my voice, just don't mistake passion for anger. If I, tell the truth, don't mistake truthfulness for being a hate monger or being hateful. And just keep an open mind, and please know I'm going somewhere with all my points, and it'll be a positive experience for you. So everybody can listen to this. My main target is, of course, Black people, my people, because we're the ones in need. Like I said, we are always portrayed in a negative light. So this is a platform where I showcase and highlight our attributes, meaning entrepreneurship, leadership, stories about entrepreneurship, leadership, being good parents, being good role models, just basically the antithesis of everything the liberal media provides as frames of reference for Black people and Black culture. So I just want to be the inverse of that. Then also, another disclaimer, I don't slander, I don't do gossip. I do tell the truth. When one of our people are wrong or does something to make us look, all of us look bad. So I will have to call stuff out. But other than that, I don't I don't denigrate anybody. I don't throw nobody under the bus. Don't do gossip. I do tell it like a TI is, but other than that, man, it's a love fest over here on the Narrative Podcast. So the takeaway is I want my people to feel good, and my overall point that I want to make is that we are all narrators. That's why I call my collective fan base narrators. We have the power to change the narrative. Like we all have handheld devices. We can control the narrative by the content we post online. So if we post more positive things, more stories about, entrepreneurship, Black people overcoming adversity, being leaders in the community. At the end of the day, the media is a supply and a demand business. They'll do their, statistical research, and they'll see, people want to see those types of stories. But if we keep on circulating those memes and, giving I try not to curse, but sometimes to get my point across, giving the fuck shit a voice, they have a voice. But for all intents and purposes, just try your very best to share positive content. I know you're a grown man, you're a grown woman. It's your FB page, IG page, whatever. You can share whatever content you would like to share. But at the end of the day, just know that other eyes besides, black eyes are viewing your content. And, they don't get the nuances within our culture. They poke fun of our nuances. So, you know what I'm saying? What's understood doesn't have to be explained. But I digress. I'm getting a little too talky already. Before I start this off, I want to send a moment of silence to our most recent mass shooting in Texas, as well as the shooting victims in Buffalo, still reeling in that loss. So we're going to take a little brief second to just give a brief moment of silence. All right, so now into the articles. And then one of these, I don't have the name on it. I don't know if I didn't screenshot it correctly, because in my feed, sometimes the headline is the entire article itself. So sometimes they say the names of the people, sometimes they don't, they just show the picture. Me, if you listen to my podcast, I like to give the whole background story. But if there is no background story to give, I can't give it to you. So yeah, this is live edition, episode 90. I'm wearing it down, baby. I'm almost at 100. Just to think. Check 1, check 2. Okay. Got a little nervous. I didn't see my EQ lights on. All right. So, first, and then if I went and got me a microphone, so if I sound a little too loud, I probably got the mic too close to my mouth. Pause. It's one of just these little, I don't know if you've seen them, where it's the earpiece and the microphone, one of those mini joints. I'm super low budget right now, but I'm building momentum. So bear with me.